Hi, thanks for joining me in another video. Today we're taking a close look at Honda's latest move into the North American electric vehicle market, the Honda Prologue. Let's see how this SUV stacks up. The Prologue starts at $47,400 for the EX trim, which is the one with us today. This one is also configured with an all-wheel drive powertrain. Its dual motors produce 288 horsepower and its 85 kilowatt-hour battery delivers an EPA estimated range of 281 miles on a full charge. When you need to top up, the Prologue's DC fast charging gets you 65 miles of range in 10 minutes. Interestingly, the Prologue shares the same platform as a Chevrolet Blazer EV, thanks to a partnership with General Motors. In fact, this car was even manufactured by GM. However, Honda made sure to make it their own. Honda's LA team designed the vehicle around GM's architecture. They did a great job. The Prologue has a clean and modern design that Honda calls neo-rugged. It has a sleek silhouette with smooth lines and a wider stance, giving it a sporty and stylish appearance. Honda went with the more standard SUV design, and on the road you probably wouldn't even know it's an EV. It's noticeably longer than the CR-V, which means more space for passengers and cargo. What's this? Traditional door handles? Boo. Just kidding. I'm so used to seeing flush door handles on newer EVs. It also has the new Honda lettering on the back, updated to reflect the brand's electric future. The EX trim comes standard with 19-inch alloy wheels and bright LED lighting. Honda offers 7 exterior colors. This one is in the Snowfall Pearl color. Now let's talk about storage. There isn't a front trunk in this EV, but in the back you've got up to 57 cubic feet of space with the rear seats folded flat. Plus the 60/40 split rear seats make loading bigger items a breeze. There's even a 12-volt outlet back here, which is perfect for tailgating or camping. Step inside the Honda Prologue EX and you'll find a cabin designed with both functionality and comfort in mind. No honeycomb dash in this interior like with other new Hondas. The interior is clean, but it does have a lot of hard plastic materials. There's an 11-inch driver display and the 11.3-inch touchscreen for a tech-rich cabin. With Google built in, you have access to Google Assistant, Google Maps, and other apps directly on the screen. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are also included as standard features. The infotainment interface lacks excitement. I think it's the combination of the bland colors and multiple squares. They need to spruce up some of the animations. Both passenger and driver seats are heated, and the driver's seat gets 10-way power adjustments with lumbar support. Unfortunately, we don't get ventilated seats in this trim. You'd have to go up to the Elite for that. You can charge up with 2 USB-C ports in the front and 2 USB-C ports in the rear. As a bonus, we have a wireless phone charger up front too. Rear passengers get decent legroom and a flat floor, but the bench-like seats aren't the most comfortable for longer trips. Time to test out our range. We're charged up to 100% and the odometer is at 4,577 miles. Let's drive it down to 10%. For starters, it offers adjustable regenerative braking and one-pedal driving, which is great for smooth stops. It's not the fastest EV out there, but it still quickly accelerates. It's quicker than other gas SUVs. It has a smooth ride and steady handling. However, the steering response is a little slow. The rear visibility is narrow due to the low roofline and thick pillars. However, visibility out the front and side windows is great. I like the comfortable drive and it has a decently quiet interior. I wish the screen would display actual battery percentage rather than a gauge. If you don't have Honda Link, the only way to see that number is if you have the car turned off. The Cadillac Lyriq also had this feature, which was pretty annoying. Honda includes adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist, but there's no hands-free driving here. You're still in charge of steering. If you want any of the advanced driver assistant technologies, you'd have to go over to the Acura ZDX. Overall, the Prologue is a mellow, everyday kind of drive. So what's powering this Chevy Prologue? Sorry, I meant Honda Prologue. Well, it features an 85 kilowatt-hour battery pack that's based off the Ultium platform, and the vehicle was even manufactured by GM. It's unclear if this car has some of the V2H capabilities that other Ultium vehicles have. It's not mentioned anywhere on Honda's site, so I wouldn't bet on it. It uses the J connector and CCS to charge up, but with an adapter you can charge it up on a Tesla supercharger. The Prologue features a 48 amp onboard charger standard, so it can charge up at home in just a couple of hours. Since this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, we've got 2 motors, one on the front and on the rear axle. Combined, they offer 288 horsepower and 333 foot-pounds of torque. It's also capable of towing up to 1,500 pounds of payload. If you go for the Elite trim, it'll come with a 120-volt outlet in the rear console. So we're down to 10% and the odometer is at 4,845 miles. That means we drove 268 miles. If we drove this car down to 0%, we'd get around 294 miles. That's much better than the 281 miles we were expecting. That's great. Okay, time to charge it up. Here's our charging graph. The Prologue hit a peak of 160 kilowatts around 23%. It took a few dips along the way and started to decrease near 50%. Towards the end, it did start to curve up a bit again, and we ended the charge at 80% at 70 kilowatts. Interestingly, the Cadillac Lyriq's charging graph we did before is almost identical in the way it behaves. While the Cadillac did have higher overall rates, its charging curve was the same. So definitely a GM platform. As for the Prologue, the session was 39 minutes and total cost to charge was $49.84. When it comes to the Honda Prologue, there's a lot to like, but also some areas where it could improve. Starting with the highlights, the range offerings make it competitive. The drive is smooth and steady, making for a refined driving experience. And I love the convenient tech features like wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now the rear visibility is a bit of a letdown, so the backup camera will play an important role. I feel the steering is a bit too slow to respond. And while the infotainment system is functional, it feels a little bland compared to some of the more exciting interfaces offered by its competitors. The Prologue is a potential option for families or commuters making the switch to electric. It's practical, comfortable, and has decent range to compete. That said, it doesn't necessarily stand out in the crowd of EVs available today. If you're curious about how it drives, take it for a test drive yourself. Thanks for spending time with me today. Support our channel and check out our Calla sticker shop. Kai's my dog. And follow us on social media at KaiZV. That's all for now, and happy charging.